Well, hello and good morning. My name is KIERON SEAMONS, and today we're going to be doing some inky drawings with one of these little tools here that is just a piece of wood with a nib at the end. It's called a dip pen. So if you want to do some drawing, have a bit of chat, have a bit of fun, this is the place to do it. Let's draw. Well, hello. We're going to get into some inky drawing today. I hope you're in the mood for a little bit of drawing to keep those fingers warm in this very cold weather at the moment. So we are just going to start a drawing and just start a couple of lines and just see where it takes us. That's the best way. And we usually start I sometimes start with a line. I'm thinking maybe today I would start with a colour, maybe, just to kind of shake things and change things and give me something. Wow. Okay. Now that is absolutely delightful if I can work from something from that. And it's kind of like shakes the brain up a little bit. You kind of get into your same old thing. So these days have become a little bit more of kind of giving myself some kind of guidance, some kind of, like, for example, if you every day you draw on white paper and today you decide to draw on green paper, it would just change the dynamics. So I thought, why not? I will make this splash into something. And I have been drawing quite a few lovely birds recently, and I may do so today. Just for the simple reason that sometimes those kind of splashes or splatters or whatever you want to call them, sometimes they kind of give you a very delightful kind of feathery type of appearance. Now, this week has been a terrible week for sleep. I have been feeling a little bit under the weather because of it. Usually I'm a man of little sleep anyway. I don't really kind of I'm not the type of person that can kind of fall asleep at will, you know. I have friends that basically can fall asleep, you know, basically sit on the sofa and they're asleep in 5 minutes. I definitely can't do that. My brain has usually got some super overly reactive thing going on, you know. I've always got some kind of cunning plan and something to think about and something to work on, and it makes it very difficult to kind of switch off. Now, I've had people write to me that they find it very difficult to switch on. I have the opposite problem. I don't know why today. Everything's very bleached out. So I do have a very bad problem of kind of like actually going to sleep. I will literally get into bed and I will get in and I'll think, oh, it's lovely, lovely and comfortable. Okay. Oh, what about if I did a story about and then my mind starts growing, or I'll see something maybe on the iPad of some kind of story about what is wrong with this nib today. And I'll see some story about something, and it'll just think, oh wow, I love that. They found the bones of a dragon in Yugoslavia or something, you know, some piece of madness, and it just makes my mind start to think, wow, what about if they really did find a dragon, you know? And my mind will just start to take off, you know. It'll just start to go somewhere where it really shouldn't be going at that time of night, you know. It really should be a little bit more kind of relaxed and sleepy is the word I'm looking for. Sleepy. It should be more sleepy. And then it goes. My mind will just start thinking, maybe I should do a drawing video about such and such, such and such, such and such. Done it again. And then I will start to have great thoughts about, oh, maybe I should do a video about such and such, such and such, such and such. And things go crazy. Things go deep thought. And luckily the only person sleeping with me is Mr. Miro, so, you know, he's kind of got used to it now. I find that for people, they find it very difficult to get used to. But Mr. Miro, he's just kind of like, why, you crazy old goat. You go and come up with some crazy idea to do a drawing or a book or a poem or something, you know. And so he's kind of got used to it now, which is lovely. I'm just wondering whether I should bring that red into the body, or I'm very tempted to. Where's that lovely red? This is some kind of waterman's red. Actually, it's not a waterproof one. It's one of those water-based inks, and they're very vibrant and very bright. But I do find that sometimes they are a little bit kind of weak sometimes. You know, that not in the first kind of moment, but I do find that they kind of fade quite a lot after. You do find that I found that for like when I was doing the books and stuff like that, if I used these, I would have to kind of scan them rather rapidly, for the simple fact that they might kind of fade too much. So I kind of did get to the point of really scanning them before the colors faded, or I would find myself getting to the point of let's see if I can take that down. Like I would get to the point of kind of ramping up the reds once I got into the scanning and the setting up of the book. I would find that sometimes I would have to ramp up some colors, and but they are lovely colors. I must say, they are very lovely colors. Maybe I'm just getting too fussy over the. Yeah, maybe I'm getting too fussy over all these years. Yes, you're getting too fussy. Stop it. It kind of, my drawing is kind of reminding me of that singer Buster Bloodvessel. Do you remember him from Bad Manners? All those hundreds of years back. It was a band called Bad Manners, and there was the lead singer, I think, was called Buster Bloodvessel. I love you, yes I do. Gonna spend all my money on you. All those type of songs. Very funny, man. Very, very, very funny. Right, let's dampen some of this down. Let's bring the body down here. And that's what his face reminds me of, somebody like that. Because he used to shave his head, and he used to have this ridiculously long tongue that he was always sticking out for everybody. So I am thinking, and I haven't really decided yet, but I might try to do another round on the eBay sales leading up to Christmas. I have got a batch. It didn't really work out the way that I thought it was going to, and I ended up with a few too many, really. I did. There's a lot of people that are selling them at the moment, which is probably part of the problem, that there's just so much to choose from. And at the same time, if there is too much to choose from, that means that people didn't choose mine, which, you know, is heartbreaking, but at the same time, it's understandable. You know, people have different tastes. Not everybody wants some scribbly, scratchy kind of drawing by me. Though I'm quite convinced in the future they will be worth a fortune. So if you are one of the lucky people to have one of mine, you're greatly appreciated. You're greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. In fact, I actually saw a clip of I think it was Noel Gallagher, the guy from Oasis, and he had gone outside and he was signing some things for him, and people were going, "Oh, you're a genius! Oh, I love you!" and all this type of stuff. And then somebody handed him a tissue paper to sign, of which, of course, he kind of rejected. Which I thought was just remarkable, how somebody could just bring up a tissue to sign. Oh, my God, some people really they have some nerve, really, going up to somebody that they love and saying, "Can you sign my?" Oh, just broke my nib. Dear. Wasn't paying attention. Right. We'll fix that later. What else have I got? Alright, you'll do. But it is rather lovely when someone does sign something for you. I've always been a lover of the original. you know. And the same way that I have mentioned before, an original of anybody's is usually too expensive. You're usually spending thousands to get an original of anybody that you admire and love. So I do think these are quite a good. They're a good chance, you know. They're a good chance for people to kind of grab an original. I'm going to call him Buster because of Buster Blood Vessel. In fact, I might even kind of frame this one up a little bit. Let's get some. And I'm going to call him Buster. 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 Buster Beef Bird. Lovely. What a cool character. Yeah, I have been trying to work out some kind of way to kind of get around using places like Etsy, because Etsy is just killing me, really. I really have struggled with places like Etsy and whatever. And I might just set up something through my web page, you know. I might just say, come over to KIERONSEAMONS.com and buy yourself an original, and I'll just put them up there. And then that way people can buy them whenever they want. Don't do that. Don't do that. So there is today's drawing, and it's Buster. It is Buster. He really does look like a fun character. I'd love to go and have a coffee with him, you know. What a delightful character. As was Buster Blood Vessel. If you ever see some of him dancing and singing on video, is quite comical. Which things... So that is today's lovely, remarkably gorgeous drawing. And quite possibly he will appear somewhere for as one of the originals that you can buy. I'll work out what is the best solution, what is the best way to do so. And it may end up to be, maybe I'll do them on eBay up till Christmas, and that'll give me time to think. But I hope you enjoyed today the lovely, the delightful Buster the bird. Buster the beefy bird. Well, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching, and do come back for some more drawings very soon. It's always fun. So, see you soon.